The Lost City of Atlantis is a legendary city that is said to have existed in ancient times and then mysteriously disappeared. The story of Atlantis is primarily associated with the ancient Greek philosopher Plato, who first mentioned it in his dialogues Timaeus and Critias. Here are some details and aspects of the legend of the Lost City of Atlantis. Plato's accounts. The story of Atlantis comes from two of Plato's dialogues, Timaeus and Critias, written around 360 BCE. In these dialogues, the character Critias narrates the tale of Atlantis to his relatives. Geographical description. According to Plato's accounts, Atlantis was a powerful and advanced civilization situated beyond the Pillars of Hercules, which is often identified with the Strait of Gibraltar. The city was said to be larger than Libya and Asia combined. Civilization and technology. Atlantis was described as a technologically advanced and prosperous society. It had a powerful military, advanced knowledge in various sciences, and a complex system of government. The Atlanteans were said to have controlled a vast empire. Destruction. The downfall of Atlantis, as described by Plato, occurred around 9,000 years before his own time, around 11,000 years ago from the present. According to the narrative, Atlantis became corrupt and waged war against neighboring Mediterranean cultures. In a catastrophic event, the city and its civilization were said to have been submerged into the sea in a single day and night. Skepticism and interpretations. The story of Atlantis is considered by many scholars to be a work of fiction or an allegory created by Plato to convey philosophical or political ideas. Some suggest that he used the tale to illustrate the consequences of hubris and the fragility of human achievement. Search for Atlantis. Over the centuries, many individuals and explorers have searched for the actual location of Atlantis. Various hypotheses have been proposed, ranging from the Mediterranean to Antarctica, but no conclusive evidence has been found to support the existence of a lost continent matching Plato's description. Atlantis in popular culture. The legend of Atlantis has captured the imagination of people throughout history and has been the subject of numerous books, movies, and theories. It is often depicted in popular culture as an advanced and utopian civilization that met a tragic end. Speculation and controversy. The story of Atlantis has generated considerable speculation and controversy. Some researchers have proposed alternative theories and interpretations, while others dismiss the entire narrative as a myth. Despite the lack of concrete evidence, the legend of Atlantis continues to be a fascinating and enduring mystery, with ongoing debates and occasional attempts to uncover its supposed remains or location. While the story of Atlantis remains shrouded in mystery and is often considered more of a philosophical allegory than historical fact, various details and interpretations have been proposed over the years. Here are more details and aspects associated with the legend of the Lost City of Atlantis. Possible inspiration. Some scholars believe that Plato may have drawn inspiration from actual historical events or cultures when creating the story of Atlantis. Candidates for inspiration include the Minoan civilization on the island of Crete, the ancient city of Tartessos in Spain, or even ancient Troy. Critias account. The dialogue Critias, which provides a more detailed description of Atlantis, was left unfinished by Plato. As a result, the narrative ends abruptly, leaving many questions unanswered. Island description. Atlantis was described as a large island surrounded by concentric rings of water and land. The center of the island contained a capital city, and the rings alternated between land and water. The details provided by Plato, however, are not precise enough to pinpoint a specific location. Connections to ancient Egypt. Some interpretations suggest connections between the Atlantis story and ancient Egypt. Proponents of this theory point to similarities in certain architectural and cultural aspects between Plato's descriptions and aspects of ancient Egyptian civilization. Natural disasters. The cataclysmic event that led to the destruction of Atlantis has been the subject of much speculation. Some theories propose natural disasters such as earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, or tsunamis as potential causes for the city's demise. Pyramids in Atlantis. In his dialogues, Plato mentions the presence of concentric rings and a central island with a great central temple resembling a pyramid. Some theorists have suggested parallels between this description and the layout of the Giza pyramid complex in Egypt. Atlantis as a metaphor. Many scholars interpret the Atlantis story as a metaphorical narrative rather than a historical account. Some argue that it serves as an allegory for the rise and fall of civilizations, the dangers of excessive pride, hubris, or the pursuit of knowledge and power without ethical constraints. Atlantis in antiquity. The concept of a lost or submerged civilization is not unique to Plato's writings. Similar myths and legends exist in various cultures worldwide, often involving a once great city or land that met a tragic end. Modern speculations. In modern times, Atlantis has been linked to speculative theories ranging from ancient aliens to secret societies. These theories often lack scholarly support and are considered pseudoscientific by mainstream historians and archaeologists. Despite the enduring fascination with Atlantis, no concrete evidence supporting the existence of such a civilization has been found. The legend remains a topic of debate and exploration, with researchers continuing to investigate possible connections and inspirations for Plato's narrative. Certainly. Here are more details and aspects associated with the legend of the Lost City of Atlantis. Plato's dating of Atlantis. According to Plato's accounts in Timaeus and Critias, the destruction of Atlantis occurred around 9,000 years before his own time. Edgar Cayce's predictions. Edgar Cayce, an American psychic in the early 20th century, claimed to have received information about Atlantis through his psychic readings. Cayce's readings suggested that Atlantis was a highly advanced civilization with advanced technology, and its downfall was a result of misuse of power and natural disasters. Hubris and moral lessons. Plato's description of Atlantis is often seen as a cautionary tale about the consequences of hubris, excessive pride, and moral decay. The Atlanteans, in their pursuit of power and conquest, angered the gods and ultimately faced divine punishment. Hypothesized locations. Various locations have been proposed as possible sites for Atlantis, including the Azores, the Caribbean, Antarctica, and even the Mediterranean. However, no credible archaeological evidence supporting these locations has been found. Cultural impact. The legend of Atlantis has had a profound impact on literature, art, and popular culture. It has inspired countless works of fiction, including novels, movies, and video games. The allure of a lost, advanced civilization continues to captivate the human imagination. Atlantis as a utopian society. Some interpretations view Atlantis as a utopian society that represents an idealized civilization. According to this perspective, Atlantis serves as a symbol of human potential and the pursuit of knowledge and excellence. Controversies and skepticism. While some researchers have explored the possibility of a historical basis for the Atlantis story, mainstream scholars generally approach the topic with skepticism. The lack of concrete evidence, coupled with the allegorical nature of Plato's writings, leads many to consider Atlantis a product of myth or philosophical fiction. Ongoing research. Despite the challenges and skepticism, some researchers continue to investigate the possibility of a real-world inspiration for the Atlantis myth. Advances in technology and underwater archaeology have allowed for the exploration of submerged regions that were previously inaccessible. Underwater features. Some researchers have proposed that certain underwater features, such as the Bimini Road in the Bahamas, could be remnants of the Lost City. However, these claims are often met with skepticism, and geological processes are more commonly cited as explanations for such features. Atlantis in popular media. Atlantis has been a popular theme in various forms of media, including novels like Jules Verne's 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Movies like Disney's Atlantis, The Lost Empire, and television shows exploring the concept of a hidden, advanced civilization. The mystery of Atlantis continues to be a subject of speculation, exploration, and creative interpretation, contributing to its enduring appeal and the ongoing quest to uncover its secrets.